This is Brother West coming back to you again with another word of encouragement. I'm not going to be too long on. I'm going to try not to be too long on this message. But what I wanted to talk about, something that God has put in my heart, and I want to talk about forgiveness and compassion. Having forgiveness and showing compassion, and that is the direct word. That's the word that God has been speaking into my heart, is that God is giving many of you a deeper compassion. That's what it is. God has given many of you a deeper compassion. The scripture says in Matthew, St. Matthew's, the 9th chapter, in the 9th chapter in 36 or something, 24 for 36 verses, says that Jesus, when he saw the crowd, he was moved with compassion, because he had saw that how they were helpless and how they were hurting and confused and scattered, and it's like sheep not having a shepherd. And so Jesus was moved with compassion and healed them. And if I must say this, the reason why many of you are going through what you're going through, the pains, emotions, angers, what it's doing is God is teaching you how to become familiar with the thing that you've been through. That way, when you see it, once he heals you, when you see it, you'll be able to identify with that particular condition, and you will be able to be then you'll be able to have more empathy, more sympathy, more compassion for others. And then what's going to happen, God's going to cause you to become moved with compassion and bring forth healing through your words, through your life, through your testimony. But that's what's happening. Deliverance is taking place. And one of the things that I'm going to say this right here, that God is teaching me, in with compassion. I kind of touched on it a little earlier, to the fact that when it comes to patience, also another word I want to put in there is patience, because patience, forgiveness, patience, because what I'm coming to discover, what I learn, what I understand, what I perceive, what God revealed to me, and I understand that how he did it, and I'm grateful for what God has revealed to me. So what that does to me, when I see other people who doesn't get or understand or perceive certain things that I perceive, and so what I'm doing, I'm becoming more patient and having more grace. And to say this right here, just like God has been patient with me to develop in certain areas, to grow in certain areas, to mature in certain areas, I must be the same way with my brothers and my sisters. I must be, just because I understand, just because I see it, that does not make that another person gets it and see it. So I must be patient. So this is what God is teaching his people: compassion, deeper compassion, because with deeper compassion, there comes deeper love. With deeper love, there comes deeper sensitivity, consideration. All of that comes from being put in a situation where you're uncomfortable. But in that situation that you've been uncomfortable, what you're doing, you're being taught. It's a teaching moment. And because you feel it, you experienced it, you're going through it, you're exposed to it. And the fact that you experience it, and you encountered it, and you're exposed to it, once God gives you the victory over that thing that feels like you can't get the victory over, but God will give you the victory. I'm talking to someone right now who think that they're not going to win. You think that you're not going to overcome. That's a lie. You shall overcome. It's a process. Stay in the fire. Stay patient. Stay right there. Stay right there until your change comes. Stay right there until he changes you. Stay right there until he gives you the green light to move. Stay right there till that fire refine you into the image and to the reflection of his dear son. And so this is the reason, because what God, there's a transition, there's a transformation, there's a deliverance, there's a pulling, there's a bringing out, There's a bringing forth. All that is happening in your situation right now. Even though how bad and how painful and how hot it feels, where you don't understand, where certain type of emotions and certain type of things that you thought that God had gave you victory over. These warfares, these spirits, these appetites are waking back up. And what it is appetites of the past. That's what the past is speaking to you. That's what's happened. Your past, that familiar spirit is trying to pull you back. Your past is trying to pull you back into your old ways. Your past is trying to pull you back into the place where God has delivered you from. And so he's trying to trick you. But don't go for it. Don't go for it. Stay focused. And don't look at this thing like fleshly. Don't look at this thing in the eye. Look at this thing. The spiritual is not a natural fight. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, powers, rulers of darkness in high places. And the scripture said, God said, arm yourself with the whole armor of God. Be ready, be prepared, be watchful, be vigilant, watch as well as pray. Those are my words. God bless you.